Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Welcome to our new job. We really appreciate you coming to our channel, so don't forget to click that subscribe button. Let me grab the plans. This is a permitted deck, and let's talk a little bit about the construction process of this build. All right, so basically, we are improving the lower main deck. We're gonna enlarge it. And right now it only comes out about 8 feet. But what we're gonna do is bring it out 10 feet to the edges, and then we're gonna peak at 16 feet in the center. So there's about a 6-foot carry past the edges here on a curve, okay? I don't remember what the actual radius is of this, but we're gonna be running a couple glue lambs underneath, and we're putting the footings in a V formation so that we can carry the load and not have such a large cantilever on our joists. To make this happen, we have to use 2x12 pressure treated joists, and the beams have to be a 5.5 by 10.5 inch glue lamb, not to span over 13 feet. So that means I cannot have over a 13-foot span from the center of this post, where this beam goes here, to here, okay? So the other 3 decks on this house look like this. So here's all the new construction that's going down. Everything else, these are existing decks, and we're gonna put new railing to match, and we're actually gonna put down some new decking as well. So we have to strip, and all these decks are tile right now, which has been very difficult. We've been here, this is our 4th day of demolition, and we've only torn off half of the decks on this side of the house. Now the upper deck on this side is cantilevered through the house with LVL joists. So they are 1.75 inches wide by 11.25 inches thick, and there's multiple plies laminated together. They are very strong and they span better than traditional joists, but they have to remain completely dry. No problem, all 4 of these decks we're gonna waterproof. We're doing a slight modification to this deck here. We're gonna leave the corner on this side as is, but the other side we're actually gonna build it out and make it square. And so we're gonna use a little bit of cantilever and some new product to lock that together and make sure that it works well for what we're doing. Everything's gonna be waterproof. Everything's gonna be softened with clear cedar. This is a very nice project. We're gonna be here for several months. So I hope you guys enjoy the updates as we go. Okay, so we're doing Regal Ideas crystal rail on all 4 decks as well. Let's see if I can get you guys a side view. Okay, so here's a side view, and we're gonna have all the pods. We're gonna do this entire deck in TimberTech, AZEK, dark hickory. We're wrapping all the posts in dark hickory, all the beams in dark hickory, and then we're gonna powder coat all the pods in dark hickory color as well to match. So these 2 deck, or this deck on the upper is gonna match as well with fascia and details of the same, with the same powder coating. And the other 2 decks on this side of the house, which you can see over here, we haven't even touched them yet. But I'm hoping to catch a demo on those as we go, okay? So that's what we're up to. Like I said, it's 4th day of demolition today. We're just getting to the point where we're ready to pop the plywood on the lower deck, and then we can start dismantling the joists and the beams and these funky posts and these fiberglass columns. So I was thinking about repurposing the columns, but I don't know what I'd use them for, so I don't know if I'm going to or not. But mostly when we're in demolition mode, we just want to tear everything apart and get rid of it. We really aren't trying to salvage too much. Everything I do, I take to a recyclery as it is, and then it gets repurposed. So that usually works pretty well for us. That's the plan. And let's get over here. I think what I'm doing is we have our ditch witch here, our SK800, and we are using that to shuttle materials up to the street, because it's a long carry from the street down to the site and from the site back up to the street. So having a machine that can load into the truck, as long as we cut it down into manageable pieces, really makes things nice when we're trying to do our demolition. So, as well as bringing other things like tools up and down the hill and things like that. So smaller materials. So right now I'm just gonna get a load on the machine, and then I'll take that up and get rid of it at the truck. been going through a lot of blades, saw blades on this project. I found these Avanti Pro. They're like a lesser quality blade, similar to Diablo. They're made by the same company. Got them at Home Depot, like 2 for $7.99 or $6.99, something super cheap. They're like $4 a piece. So I'm gonna toss those, instead of using a $10 blade or a $15 blade that gets ruined, I'm gonna throw some $4 blades on our Metabo HPT saws. And I always am missing the key for the bolt. So I happen to have the right size nut driver right here on the end of my Martinez square. So I'm just gonna lock this in, and you know what they say, righty-loosey. On a rear handle saw, usually it's a reverse thread. So you just pop that off, pop your blade. I don't even worry about taking off the sticker because it's a demo blade, I don't care. A little extra friction ain't gonna hurt. And then lefty-tighty, and then you just drop your handy wrench right back on there, locked and loaded. All right, so our top deck is stripped and pretty much clean. It's about as far as we can go with it until we get the lower deck torn down and rebuilt, reframed. So the plan is today, get the rest of this deck down and loaded in the truck and gone. And then next week, we're going to dig and pour concrete footings for the deck, and then we'll start reframing the deck next week. The rest of today is just really getting this deck down. I don't care how we do it. We had to take a more gradual approach at tearing the upper deck down because we had to salvage all the joists. But this deck, we're taking the whole thing out. So it really doesn't matter how it comes down. So we're gonna take a little bit more aggressive approach on it because we can. And because, you know, speed is always a welcome trait when you can use it safely. So if there's any way that we can speed up this demo, we're gonna do it. I think instead of using our hydraulic jack to push all the plywood, we're just gonna cut in between the joists as much as we can, and then cut the joist and then just tear it down and get rid of it as fast as we can so that we can just dismantle this thing and maybe get out early on a Friday. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. One really important thing, don't forget about those cheap blades you can get at Home Depot, because we're about to tear up a bunch, cutting up through some plywood. So hey, really appreciate you coming to our channel. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. I'll catch you guys next week. We'll get you a new build update, and let's see how far we can get in 7 days. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.